Hello everyone, back tuning into today's video. Going to have a look at weather next week, 10 days. In today's video, we'll also have a look at weather for the coming month. That's going to take us more or less the start of November with CFS V2. But we're going to start off by looking at Hurricane Matthew. It's currently going through the Caribbean, producing a lot of very severe weather as it does so. 140 mile an hour hurricane currently blasting its way through places like Haiti, so I'll have a look at that in a second. Before I go on with that, just to say about the ads, there's links to articles on all the pages. Have a browse widgets, click through the links if there's any articles that you're interested in, you'll be having us display for the website. Thanks very much for doing that. So this is Hurricane Matthew, and it's the latest image from NOAA, satellite image of this hurricane. This huge swirl of cloud, white massive cloud, is Hurricane Matthew. There's the eye of the Hurricane Matthew just there. This hurricane, close to the eye, has wind gusts of 140 miles an hour. It's moving up through Haiti, going to produce some very severe and destructive weather for them. Going to carry on and affect some eastern parts of Cuba, and maybe it will carry on northwards and affect the Bahamas through the middle part of the week. Its track is getting very close to Florida as well now, so this is the latest track or forecast track of this hurricane from NOAA and the National Hurricane Center. This is where it is currently, where it is right now. It's around this area just here. It's going to push north, as I say, through Haiti, through parts of the Dominican Republic, through eastern parts of Cuba. It's going to carry on northwards into the Bahamas, just here through the middle part of the week. Beyond that, as we get through to the end of the week, it is getting very close to Florida now. It looks like the eye of this, the center of it, is going to be going somewhere like that, and just staying off the east coast. But it's getting really close now to giving Florida a bit of a hit. So if you're off on holiday to Florida this weekend, do keep an eye on what weather is doing. As we get through into the weekend, it looks like it's going to again carry on northwards, but there's a big area developing there over the weekend between its west and east extent. So it could be as far west as there, it could be as far east as here, and that's taking it through the Carolinas, South Carolina, North Carolina, up in towards Virginia as well. So I've got to watch out for that, exactly what's going on with that hurricane. It is getting very close to giving America a little bit of a pasting. Of course, right now, it really is giving a pasting to those Caribbean islands. So if you know if it's on holiday there, if you're off on holiday there yourself, do keep watching the forecast over the next few days. Places like, or I should say, websites and TV channels like the Weather Channel are very good at this kind of thing. Right, come back closer to home. It's a completely different story. It's high pressure all the way. Not going to worry about hurricanes. It doesn't look like Hurricane Matthew is going to impact us in any way either, because we're under high pressure now. It looks like we're going to be staying under high pressure for at least the next week, possibly even beyond that. I thought I'd just start off with central England temperature. If you saw the month-ahead forecast yesterday, you'll know that the September CET came out at 16.0, which is an anomaly of 2.4 degrees above average. Exceptionally warm September, something like the third or fourth warmest on record. Not the warmest on record, though 2006 holds that quite comfortably. October, however, started off a lot cooler. We are provisionally, after 3 days, at 10.6, which is an anomaly of 1.5 degrees below average. So a bit of a flip has occurred as we've changed the month. I think temperatures are going to be staying quite cool, actually, over the coming week to 10 days. These are the GFS temperature and precipitation on Song. Now, somebody asked me about these, whether these are showing sort of surface temperatures for London. That isn't the case, actually. These are upper air temperatures, so they're up in the atmosphere at 850 HPA. But of course, if it's cooler than average in the upper air, usually it'll be cooler than average down on the surface. So that's the reason we use these charts. Right now, we're still a little bit warmer than average, but in the next couple of days, we're going to be going cooler. And as I explained in the video yesterday, it looks like we're set up quite a prolonged cool spell, really. These are the dates along the bottom of the chart, and you see up to the middle part of October, we are solidly cooler than average. The red line here is the 30-year temperature average in terms of the upper air temperatures. So you see we're solidly under that red line, we're solidly under average, and the upper air temperatures and the surface temperatures are likely to be both cooler than average in the coming week to 10 days. And even into the second half of the month, which is this period just here, the general trend is still to keep it a bit cooler than average. A few members of the ensemble do go a bit warmer then, of course. You always get more scatter in the extended part of the GFS ensembles. But overall, it looks like a prolonged cool spell coming up. And in terms of precipitation, lots of dry weather associated with this. I was explaining yesterday that these little spikes just here, they are rainfall spikes, and what's happening, just visiting the ensemble for London, so it's close to the North Sea, southern North Sea, because this is the ensemble for London, this is telling us that as we get further on with this, it's going to be an easy phase that's bringing this cooler weather. As we get further on with this, we do run the risk of bringing in quite a lot of cloud from the North Sea, and also bringing in little bits and pieces of rain and drizzle. So although this is quite a prolonged cold, cool, cold, and dry spell, it doesn't look like it'll be universally dry. There will be some rain, particularly to the east. I think most of it will be light, patchy, insubstantial rain. If it's a few months on, of course, we'd be talking about snow coming in off the North Sea, but too early to be thinking about that. So this is the GFS chart for Saturday. You can see what is going on. Big area of high pressure up over Scandinavia. That's one of the things we look out for cold weather in the winter, because if you follow the isobars back, the air comes from somewhere up here, which is sort of northern Russia. So obviously in winter it's going to be really cold, but it's only October, so it's not going to be all that cold. But as we saw in the ensemble, it is going to be cooler than average. So this high pressure over Scandinavia dominates into the weekend. Probably a fair amount of sunny weather on Saturday, but on Sunday I think we're actually bringing in a little bit of a trough. It's a bit of a kink in the isobars coming through here. I think that's bringing a bit of a trough in off the North Sea, which could enhance the shower risk down the east coast, and what it will probably do more than anything is just drag in quite a lot of cloud. Moving through into next week, very little change. High pressure all the way centred to the north and the northeast country. The weakest pressure is to the southeast. Again, I think this east-northeasterly flow is probably dragging in quite a lot of cloud, particularly across eastern and southeastern parts of the country. Maybe light rain, drizzle, and showers as well. No change in the middle part of next week, so this is a week on, and no real change to the basic setup. High pressure is still there. This time it's a little bit more to the northwest of Scotland as opposed to being over Scandinavia. So it is trying to retrogress a little bit. It's trying to go from east to west. But still, essentially, the high pressure is dominating. Down across the southeast, we're bringing in this northeasterly flow, which is probably dragging in quite a lot of cloud and maybe some light rain and drizzle as well. We go up to day 10, which is Friday, 14th of October, and high pressure still dominates. So this does look like a remarkably dry, despite those showery bits and pieces in the east, this does look like a remarkably dry first half to October. I think some places will perhaps not record any measurable rain at all through the first half of October in the northwest of the British Isles in particular. That would be quite unusual, a little bit of an autumn drought. So even beyond that, actually, it looks like the high pressure is staying very much in control, even into the second half of the month on this particular run of the GFS. Temperatures look like this, so for the coming day, today, it's actually quite mild. Temperatures are around 17, 18, 19 degrees, but after that, the temperature is going to be taking a bit of a dip. Into tomorrow, it will be a cooler day, a few degrees knocked off those temperatures. There'll be a fresher east-northeasterly wind as well, quite cool on Wednesday night, into Thursday and into Friday. You see the temperatures are just making the mid-teens Celsius, so 13, 14, 15 degrees, with a northeasterly wind or an easterly wind and perhaps quite a lot of cloud. That is going to feel really quite cool and very autumnal. We go into the weekend. Saturday, just a little bit milder, perhaps at 17 or 18 in the south, but Sunday it's back to quite a chilly feel again, with temperatures just into the low teens Celsius. Nighttime temperatures as well, quite cool, going down to 3, 4, 5 degrees. The sky's clear, that's most likely in the west, sheltered from that easy wind. There could be some ground frost over the weekend. Into next week, those temperatures stay on the modest side as well. A week's away on Tuesday 11th of October. We're still, we're struggling to get into the teens Celsius there, actually just 10, 11, 12, perhaps 13 or 14 degrees. So really quite cool weather coming up after today is out of the way. ECM is very similar. This is the ECM chart for Saturday. Again, high pressure is in over Scandinavia. The winds are in from the east and the northeast, dry and cool. There's that little elongation in the isobars just there that probably brings in more cloud and maybe some showers on Sunday with those cooler temperatures as well. We go through into Monday, and this actually looks like a disturbance coming across the southeast. If this was winter, this would probably be an area of snow, quite heavy snow, coming in from the east. It's only October, so this is going to be rain or drizzle, but maybe quite wet actually on Tuesday down in the southeast if this is right dry up to the north. And then move through into Wednesday. Low pressure is forming across the low country, so that could bring some more persistent rain towards East Anglia and southeastern England. And run up towards day 10, and there's no change. High pressure is dominating. Notice it has very subtly moved, very slowly. It's gone from Scandinavia, where it is at the weekend, to be sitting to the northwest of Scotland by Friday. So it has retrogressed a little bit, albeit it's not managed to get itself up to Greenland at that point. Essentially dry and very cool, or very dry and cool, sums it up for the next week to 10 days. What about beyond that? Let's just have a look at CFS-D2 before I go. So these are the 500 millibar height anomalies broken down into week periods. The first week period takes us from the 4th through 10th of October. Good representation of what's going on. A big ridge there around Scandinavia, trough in the Atlantic, and the flow is obviously going to be coming in from the east, with that one very dry, quite cool. We go through to week 2, 11th, 17th of October, and retrogression has taken place. The high pressure is now to the northwest of the UK as opposed to being to the northeast. Low pressure is to the south. Again, this looks pretty cool with the air coming in that sort of direction. Could be a bit more unsettled down in the south and the east. We go through to week 3. Quite a big change in week 3. This is the 18th, 24th of October, where we've got a mid-Atlantic ridge that seems to be going up towards Greenland, and a trough is in over Scandinavia. That would be quite a cold trough with the flow coming down from the north. So that will give early snow to many parts of Scandinavia. If that one came off in the 3rd week of October for the UK, it would just be more unsettled with probably some longer spells of rain, especially in the east, and cool temperatures as well. And then week 4, which is the 25th to 31st of October, so we don't quite get to November, but we're almost there. This one shows a change with the ridge, presumably the blocking feature, collapsing down over Western Europe, and low pressure is up here. So a lot of dry weather with that, probably quite cold from the earlier northerly, but it's trying to establish more of a westerly flow. So that could perhaps be a milder end to October. And by the start of November, perhaps the westerlies would be back in. The temperature anomalies look like this. So the coming week is a bit cooler than average in the south. It looks warmer than average in the north. I'm not sure about that. I think many places have a cooler than average week. Week 2 also coming out with below average temperature anomalies. Week 3 is nearer normal, but probably still hinting being a bit cooler than average, particularly in the south. Then week 4, finally, 25th, 31st of October, we've gone back to warmer than average temperature anomalies. If this is right, and it's what we sort of went for with the month-end forecast yesterday, actually, this is right, we could be looking at our first cooler than average month since April, which would be notable, of course, because it's been several months, it's been 6 months since last had a cooler than average month. So maybe this is going to be our first cooler below average month for around 6 months. Have to wait and see. But perhaps more than the temperatures, the most remarkable thing is how dry it's looking over the coming week to 10 days, particularly for the north and the west of the country. I think there will be rain at times in the east and the southeast. There's these little features coming up the North Sea, enhancing the cloud and bringing little bits and pieces of rain as well. But even in the southeast, it's going to be drier than average. So dry and cool sums it up. Going to leave us with quite a bit to talk about, actually, because the weather itself isn't going to be all that exciting. Right, so weekend forecast tomorrow, 5-day forecast, I should say, tomorrow, and we'll also have a look at the Beijing Climate Centre for the next 40 days as well. So that's what's in store at Gasworthy's tomorrow. That's all for now, then. Thanks for watching.